Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to try something I haven't done before. I think I already mentioned that I'd recorded a video and it was a fairly long session and I didn't record any sound, and then I was in the middle of editing it, which took quite a long time. I've done that now, and now basically I'm kind of adding the sound and then I'm going to upload it. So this is, I mean, previously, I think all my audio on my videos has been live whilst I've been playing. So you get a little bit of the emotion and so on. So there's probably not going to be so much emotion here. It's more of like an analysis and a summary. This was quite a long session. It was played about 3 days ago, I think. So it took me a little bit of time to edit everything. And it was a profitable session at $5 Zoom on Pokerstars. I think we won about 5 buy-ins or something. We had a lot of luck. It was, I mean, prior to that, I hadn't played a lot of $5 Zoom, but the hands that I had played, or the sessions I did play were not profitable. I think I might have posted 1 or 2 videos on that already. I'm not sure. But we hadn't really done well. But I hadn't really focused much on any Zoom at all. So this is the first time I think I really sat down and said, okay, I'm going to play 4 or 5 hours and see how it goes. So, I don't know how this is going to work. I've got this in a media player at the moment, and we'll play through it, and we might pause it from time to time. It's going to give me a chance to have a look at my own game as well. This is something I like to do, just to sometimes go over my hands. I usually do this in Holdem Manager though. So I'm doing this in a video, or been kind of making notes myself, mental notes, I think, this time round. But I've already got some notes of changes I want to make that there are leaks in my game. But if you do see any more, then let me know. So okay, let's get going. So we'll just see what's up there. Okay, I won't talk about every single move. You can, some of the moves are quite obvious for themselves. I'll try to mention my thinking in some tricky areas. I think King 10 I'm going to be calling there. King 9 is just a little bit... I mean, I will probably call if the Peebo player hadn't come along as well. He's got a big stack, but... At King 10 I probably would have called that. King 9 is a little bit outside my range. Lucky that we didn't go in there. Jacks are open, obviously. I've been thinking a little bit about my jacks. I need to probably do a little bit of more of analysis of some of those sort of medium pairs, 9s, 10s, jacks, to see whether I'm just doing the right thing. See whether they're profitable, or I don't think I'm value betting and re-raising enough on some of them. I just need to work on some of those lines. Actually, in all my pairs, I need to work on. We got the 3 of a kind that's there, but so it's also not great, was it? You know, I was one of the sort of things I was thinking about a lot yesterday. Actually, was to I think with my 6 6 is 5 5 6 6 7 7 8 8 9 9. I probably need to be re-raising a 3-betting a little bit more. I think I'm just flatting too much. I think I just need to mix my game up a little bit. With some of the pairs. I mean, I tend to really avoid playing anything below 5-5. I do open raise, but you know, if I've got 4-4-3-3, unless a player's got a big stack, then I'm on, you know, there's some big stacks around, and I'm folding. But again, it's just an area I need to work on. Is the pairs. I'm guessing too much, I think. My line is really mainly at the moment is flat them and try to set mine if someone's got a big stack. Now, there's not too much more than that, but I think I need to evolve that a little bit. It's difficult. I don't know how many tables I was playing here. I edited this video. Obviously, it just shows the one table here. I can get my screen set up to show 6 tables at a time now, and then focus on one individual table. I think I might have just been playing one table here. Sometimes I think that's the thing what I like to do. I think with the bankroll challenge, I see, look, you know, some of the graphs are going up. The slow tables, my graph going up. My zoom not so good, and then $5 zoom was going down, and that was kind of costing money. It was eating into the bankroll. You know, it was making it less profitable than what it should be. So I think what I did, I can't remember, but what I like to do sometimes is say, okay. This is not working. Something's going wrong with this. I just need to put one table there and sit there for 4 hours and beat it, sort of thing, and we'll work it out. I think sometimes with the Zoom tables, I have a bad habit of I'll just play for half an hour. I'll just play for an hour, and then I might lose a stack or two, and I dive out. And I think that's what happened here. I kind of I've got a brief hour. I'll just warm up playing Zoom, and then I play a tournament or something. And I'll lose a stack or two, and then I'll start what I was planning to do, and I'll do that 3 or 4 times. You know, and suddenly I look at my graph, and I'm like, oh, minus 10 stacks or whatever. And that was all probably. I mean, I think there was one really tilty session I had where I just like. I think my aces got cracked a couple of times, and I just had really rotten luck. And then I chucked a couple of starts in just on tilt, really, and they lost. So, 3 people up here with the ace queen. And boom, boom. I find this a lot. Ace queen, I think I was saying before, less so now, but I think a week or 2 ago, it was like the hand of death. Actually, it was even more than that. It was I was getting ace queen with queen top pair, and I think about 7 times on the trot, someone was shoving on me with an underset, king or ace, you know, and I lost a few stacks. So it was like, gosh, every time I had ace queen, it was. I mean, it was always coming with a problem. So I mean, that's what I do find. I find if I just mess about and I just have an hour or two, I'm not, you know, just an hour, and particularly on the Zoom, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's just warm up a little bit, and I don't really, my head doesn't get into it, and that costs me money, and I think I need to stop doing that. I think I need to say to myself, okay, here's 5 hours, here's 6 hours, or whatever. I'm going to play Zoom. And I think every time I do that, it's much better. That's one thing I'm learning is to, you know, the approach and preparation is really important. Okay, so we've got a top pair here and the flush draw. We get some really wet flops here. We attack it. I think this guy, I think he fucking hell, I know river the set. I know I was already thinking at this stage I was already approaching tears. I was thinking, I sat down for 5 hours trying to fix my graph, and I was like, you know, I'm going to eat up all my profits. You know, and I think that's what I worry about with Zoom sometimes, you know, because I like to play a lot of slow tables, 6-mat slow tables, but they are slow, and you spend 10-20 hours and you build up your tips and you're really happy yourself. Yeah, I'm a good boy, I can do this. And then you play Zoom for a couple of hours and just it's gone, you know. And because you know, I think this is the other thing. Zoom is a different game to the slow tables. I think the slow tables are easier. Definitely, there's more recreational players there. You get to know them because you know their players aren't changing all the time. You can make your notes. You kind of really get a good feel about what they're about and how they're playing. And you get a lot of information, I think, on the slow tables, which I like. Zoom, you don't get so much information. You can see here, I haven't really got many labels on players yet. I haven't really played too many Zoom hands, you know, not recently anyway. And so I don't have that information. You're going to get some people who are just like really stone cold bluffing, you know. I sometimes call a bit wider than I should do on Zoom, and also you get a lot of other players are just playing really tight ranges. So it's difficult to judge, you know. You know, are some people just messing about and taking advantage of the fact that you don't know them? You know, are they, or do they have it? So you know, I need to spend some time and get that information. And I don't have that information. It's like, you know, I'm playing in the dark a little bit here. I'm just sort of playing the cards, which is okay. And, you know, but... So anyway, this session started off not so well. I mean, we still only have, you know, there's the highlights. So we probably run into the session now. Sort of minus a stack or two already. And I was like depressed at this point. Okay, so I'm still working. I think someone mentioned about my overfolding the blinds, and I think my weakest spot is blind versus blind. I need to do a lot more. Well, I started to do some videos with working on that, and you know, but I would say that blind versus blind, heads up, I need to do a lot of work. You know, King 9 there. Part of me thinking, is that a re-raise? Should I be re-raising that King 9 suited? Probably. You know, should I be attacking that 9 on the flop a little bit more? Probably. You know, these are gaps for me. These are, you know, I have no idea. So, you know, that's why I'm going, this is great for me watching the video, but I get to see this for myself. And, you know, in game, you sort of, you go from, especially with Zoom, you go from one hand to the next. That's like, but you know, and I can't remember the hand I played 5 minutes beforehand. You know, it's just it's quite a rapid play. But here, I'm not making physical notes this time, but I'm able to say to myself, okay, maybe later I'll have a look at that hand. I'll kind of explore that a little bit more and get, make 2 or 3 notes and try to firm up my game. But if any of you guys have got any comments, that'd be great. I mean, the comments I've had so far, it's been amazing. I think one guy, I say guy, but it's a generic term for everyone. Not just, so, guys and girls. I think there was a comment a few days ago from someone, and I think one of the points they made is that my free bet size out of position needs to be a bit bigger. And totally right, I think. I mean, I think what I've done since that comment was only 2-3 days ago. I've adjusted my free bet sizing, and it's working well. I think 2 things that's happened as a result of that is one, with some of my sort of more marginal holdings where I'm free betting out of position with fairly big sizes. I'm getting more folds because people are thinking, oh, I'm not going to pay that. Especially when you've got sort of cut off versus the big blind or the small blind or something like that. Cut off's probably got something. They're playing wide ranges, aren't they? So to make them continue, you want to pay, you want to play, you got to pay. So that was good advice. So I think I'm getting more folds from some of my more marginal holdings, and then when I've got something, I'm getting paid up a bit more. I've got a flop with 30 chips in it, and it's quite literally after that. It's kind of the stat to pot ratios are, you've either got it or you haven't after that. And you're getting more stacks or you're folding. It gets a little bit more push forward, I think, after that. Okay, so ace, 8 of hearts. We got my strategy with this, whether it's right or wrong, is to bet big, especially if we've got one of mold in the ace, and bet big, call and shove a re-raise. So sometimes we get this and sometimes we get that. So it worked out really well for us then. That is pretty much my strategy there, because look, there's 14 chips in the pot. If you pop bet or even bigger, they re-raise, there's 30 chips there. You've got the ace, you've got the draw, you've got 2 outs. You might as well go for it. That's what I do, particularly with the ace, pretty much all the time. I'm not. My mistake is that I sometimes do that when I haven't got the ace. I think there's a hand coming up later where I'll do that with Jack 10 of hearts, I think. I get a little bit overconfident with that strategy. But, I don't want to give people the information that, if I don't go all in, then I haven't got the ace, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so here's an interesting one. We got second pair flush draw, so I'm going big here. Something like this, I'm also prepared to get all in, because we've got a little bit more with the second pair. Someone could have like the ace king of spades, and we're ahead. technically. So that's going in. We have to hope spade doesn't come. It usually does. But, you know, less likely. You got four spades in the hole. You know. Multi-way, I'm not really betting into these. It's probably a really tight fold. Got multi-way, I think three-way, sevens. What's the odds of it improving there? You know, you need runner. You know, yeah, one more card is a possibility, but is that really a profitable move long term? I don't think so, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, top pair here with the aces. We've got the hearts as well. Re-raise it a little bit just to ask the question: do you have something or not? I don't really have anything either. You know, ace 10 is not something, is it? It's top pair, yes, but I'd speak quite a lot of the time. So another top pair here. Our stack here is building up now. I mean, it looks quick in this video. It wasn't like this in reality. I don't think we're probably 2 hours into the video already, into the session, and I've no idea. But you know, we started to make progress. That was great. Let me know if you like this style of video. It takes me a bit longer to do. I'm happy to do it. You know, I'm you know, the selfish part of me just likes to play and upload the video and talk whilst I'm doing it. I did have a really good comment last week saying, you know, some highlights would be great. Watching 3 hours of you play poker multi-tabling is probably a bit boring. Fair enough. And you know, so I had to. Yeah, you're right. I need to put a bit of effort in to make it a little bit more engaging and interesting for people. So here you go. I can't do this all the time because it does take time. I think a video I uploaded yesterday was 3 tables of Russian cash, I think. Okay. Now I did that. I think I just did that where I just showed the 3 tables and just on the one screen. It doesn't really work on it doesn't show too well on a mobile device, I don't think. So I can do that differently where I'm showing different screens, different tables. But in terms of the highlights, probably not too much to edit out, really, on some of those hands in that way. So, I mean, sometimes I'll probably do a video like that because, you know, they work okay in a big screen. If you've got a laptop or a desktop, or if you're using a big screen, if you're a poker player, you probably got a big screen anyway. It works really well on there. So it's kind of, no, so I'll still do one of those from time to time. So I can kind of keep up to date If I do highlight videos all the time, I think I'm just going to get really behind. The thing is, I want to try to show as many hands as possible. I think, as I said in the video yesterday, I don't want to just show you all my best hands, you know. I want to show you my mistakes as well, because you know, I learn from some of your comments too. So I want that. That's what I want to say. You know, I'm not playing perfectly. This is a blog, and help. Yeah. That's appreciated. Ace King, I think, is another hand I need to work on there. You just see there. I sometimes think I'm a bit passive with my Ace Kings. I think my experiences when I mean, that hand was probably played okay because I don't think there was too much reason to attack it. But I think other times I probably should be a little bit more aggressive with it and bluff it a bit more than I do. I think I'm underplaying some of my Ace Kings. Some of my Ace Kings I'm probably playing really well, and I just think I need to have a look at it. It's another area where I've kind of, you know, I tend to find myself going in there and then slowing down. Oh, nothing's here, you know. Oh, I've missed. Oh, so what do I do when Ace King's missed? I think, do I just check it down? Do I call it down? Do I fold? So it's still something I'm not entirely confident about. Okay, suited connector 7-6. I like these suited connectors. I like these little hands that can pick up pots, especially multi-way. Not that they do that often. Again, they need to have a lot of chips in the Ace Jack's another one as well where I found that recently I've been flatting Ace Jack a little bit more because it's a really bad play. I should have folded this. This is a bad hand. I know this is I got myself into trouble there. And I think that's it with Ace Jack. I'm getting myself into trouble a little bit. So I've started flatting Ace Jacks a little bit because of my feeling is every time I re-raise it, I get in trouble with it. It's kind of, you know, it's missing and I'm struggling. And if I re-raise it, if I put 15 chips in there all the time, it's like I'm losing a stack every 5 or 6 goes, you know. And then when I get something like this, yeah, very often I'm beat. Let's see what happens here. I can't remember. Okay, so again, my Ace Jack has got into passive mode, and I don't think that's right. I think I've got to work on changing that. Maybe folding some, re-raising some, and calling some. So, and then I think what I'm trying to do with all my hands really. I was listening to a Daniel Negreanu interview the other day. He was on that kind of Lex Friedman, is it? Russian guy who's I think he's Russian or Ukrainian, I don't know. But a podcaster anyway. Sorry if you're not Russian or Ukrainian or I don't know. But anyway, and I was just on Shorts, it was on YouTube Shorts, so and the guy podcaster was asking him lots of questions about what's this, what's that. And you sort of asked on the set of 7 and I can't find this middle sets on a red board so often. I mean, this is really tricky, but you got to go for it, I think. But it works out for us okay. Just keep going, I think. Fantastic. We just have to hope he doesn't have the 8s now. I think he's going to call with his stack. I think that was a mistake. Could have put half a pot in. I just thought, because he got 40 chips there, he might as well just throw it in, you know? But I was wrong. Put him off shoving there, don't I? Anyway. I think Lex Friedman, whatever his name is, asked Daniel Negreanu a question, what's GTO? And I'll put a long story short. I think Daniel Negreanu gave a great answer. A very simplified version. It was like, you know, rock, paper, scissors, basically. You know, 30% of the time you're doing this, 30% of the time you're doing that, 30% of the time you're doing this. And I've you know, when I don't know much about GTA, but for me that's a really great way of putting it. And it's probably not precisely what GTO is, but for me that's a very understandable way to look at it, rather than you get some of these really complex people who I get lost. I mean, I do some great videos, and but sometimes there's a video channel, Finding Equilibrium. It is very good. I haven't watched it for ages. I can't remember the guy's name. Do have a look at it if you're interested in GTO. He's very good at explaining GTO concepts. I haven't seen his videos for a long time. But anyway, so yeah, going back to Daniel Negreanu, rock, paper, scissors. So we got a second pair here. So what do we do? We're quite big. We're attacking the ace. We want to be aggressive on a flop like that. So I think that was okay. So yeah, you're kind of mixing it up a little bit. And I think when I do look at my solver, I use GTO Wizard, call it a solver or whatever. And what I'm learning is two things. If you look at the, the rock, paper, scissors sort of a scenario, Daniel Negreanu is quite right, because it's very often the EV difference between calling, raising a certain amount, and raising another amount is the EV difference is marginal. What I've learned is the frequencies are very different. So you get, you might have a position where you're saying, 70% of the time this is betting 50%. 20% of the time it's betting 20%, or 30% of the time it's checking. Okay. So you've got big differences in the frequencies for whatever reason, and that can be, based on a number of things, what's happening at the table at that time. But actually, if you look at the EV difference between each of the moves, it's very marginal. It's like a lot of times, it's not all the time, but a lot of the time, it seems to me that it's minimal. And that's really helped me, because I think, what should I be doing here? Should I be checking? Should I be betting half pot? Should I be doing pot or whatever? I have no idea. And I know. Yes, from a frequency perspective, it's different from an EV perspective. I just say, okay, it doesn't really matter. All are okay. And that's a very simplistic way of that's helped me to think, okay, I kind of There's probably a way that I can play this hand better. Not this one that's on the screen now. I think I'm happy with this situation, and if it ends up being king king, it ends up being king king. Yeah. Yeah, you get some of those, don't you? It's taking a long time to think about this. You've obviously, if someone's calling instantly, they've got it, haven't they? You know, oh, I've got king king or 10-10 there. And then if they're taking time to think about it, they're probably like, oh, I've got ace king, or you know, that I haven't got king king, and king king's just going to call, isn't it? I was like, okay, it's thinking, shall I call with ace king? And then, okay, tick 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 tick, go on, call. You've got ace king, and yeah, the ace high. Sorry, I'm sure I've done something like that in the past. When I was about 4. I think when I used to drink alcohol many years ago, I played in a pub once. I lost a lot of money because I had no idea how to play and I was drunk. I was doing things like that. Jack Eye. All in. Yeah. Anyway, let's concentrate on the hands a bit rather than my past stupidities. Yeah. Nothing here. I haven't really been talking about the hand much. You can see those for yourself, and I think I've been talking generally about the concepts that you know, you can see what's on the screen. I'm going, oh, open raise with 9-9, and you know, it kind of telling me what's already there, you know, telling you what's already there. I really don't know why I folded that Jack King, and I don't know why it's on the screen either, but probably just show you a mistake. Sometimes there's probably 1 or 2 misclicks here, and sorry about that. We've got no reason really to invest in this pot multi-way with nothing. We really do need runner. Out. Yeah, and a bit passive there with the ace queen. I'll probably re-raise it here, is what I would usually do. Ask a question. I want to carry on. Boom. I'm probably feeling a bit confident at this stage. Oh dear. I was hoping for a run it twice, I think. There you go. Happy days. That was a bit of a gamble, wasn't it? Especially on that board. That was a terrible board to do that on. That was a mistake. But I think I was hoping for a run it twice. And it didn't come. And then I just prayed. I played that hand bad from start to finish. I should have re-raised a lot. And I probably just should have. I don't know. I should have played it differently. But it turned out okay, didn't it? You know, we're at 200 odd chips now. Sometimes your bad plays come good. You've always got a chance. Okay, set here. That's great. We like that. And check raising. Check raising, I would imagine. Yes. Probably shoving now. Double flush on the board. Oh, I don't. Sometimes I would shove that, I think. Hoping for an ace king. Cool. Yeah, these are the examples of pairs I probably want to be re-raising more. I platted the sevens. But, you know, if I look, for example, if I had a free bet here, which I want to do a little bit more, put a, you know, the rock, paper, scissors, free bet, flat, I don't know, whatever. There would have been a much bigger pot. Now I'm thinking, how can I get all the money out of this? You know, so that's something I want to work on. I'm not saying I played that hand incorrectly. I'm saying that I want to just mix it up a little bit, I think. And sure, there's going to be times when I free bet and there's nothing there in there, you know. But I think when you do free bet, you can put other hands into that range, can't you? You think, okay, I've got sevens, but I can pretend I've got aces. And you play it like aces, and then you go all in, and then they show you ace ace. What usually happens to me. Every time I bluff, I always bluff and they've got an ace ace. I hit 2-3 off. Ah, I give up. Anyway, so another one of those things where this one is another one of those blind versus blind hands where no, I'm not very good. Okay, and I'm too passive here, I think. Okay, it worked out. We won the hand, but I could play it better. Please tell me in the comments any suggestions. Give up. Go play chess. Stop uploading videos, idiot. Okay, try keep them constructive. Okay, so we hit the top pair. Oh, I don't know why I'm just clicking that. You know, I can see now. Watching this is the first time. I watched it whilst I didn't watch it so much whilst I was editing it because I just sort of zipped through that quite quickly. Out in, out in. Now I'm watching it, and since you know, because I don't know, you know, I think the other thing is in game. You know, this is probably about 2 or 3 hours in game. You know, and click, click, click on Zoom. You start to get a bit tired. You know, you need coffee. Whatever, you know, and you know, you're up in. For me, it's not that difficult for my A game to slip. For me, I don't really have an A game, but sounded good. But you know, you know, now I'm looking at some of these hands. I'm thinking, fuck. I need to work on this, which is good. It's good because, you know, that's why I'm enjoying doing this. I'm going to do more of these types of videos because there's a value to me in doing it, where I can just, okay, that was not very good. You're going to see this on YouTube. You're going to see my not very good hands, you know. I don't care, you know, as long as it kind of helps me get better and helps you get better, that's fine. I have no shame. I make a profit, you know, I make a profit, but if anything shows me I can probably be better if I fix some of these stuff. You know, theoretically, I could be more profitable. You know, who knows? King Jack there, you know, I'm looking at that now. I think he's got a big stack, 500 chips. I've got 300 chips. I should be calling, I think, because the deep stacked, because there's chips to play for. But there's the other side of the coin where you think, yeah, I don't want to risk my stack in Jack. And, you know, I could have got a flop like this. And, you know, so I think that was a bit another one to look at. King Jack off. Should I be continuing now? Is he just bullying me? Did I get bullied? Probably. But he's got position, he's got a big stack. He could have something, you know. And I could end up with 2 hours poker down the toilet. They've all been there, haven't we, you know? Where you're like, oh, yes. I'm like, plus 300 big blinds and... Whoop. Whoops. What happened? Oh, fuck all again. What a waste of time. Wow. I've been there quite a lot. Well, that was a waste of day. So, yeah. I try to avoid those situations as much as possible. Okay, 10-10. Made a little note there. I don't really make too many notes, I think. Probably need to make I'm very simple and brief with my notes. I'll see something really exceptional most of the time. So again, I don't think I'm playing this too well. Now this is a straight flush draw, isn't it? A 9 of hearts. Ding, ching, ching. And I'm hoping someone plays in. Let's get one. We can't be beaten now. I'm really hoping for ace something of hearts here. I don't know what happened. I can't remember. Put those chips in. You know, that would have been wonderful. If that was, you know, that would be... Oh. Yeah. That would have been... Yeah. Nice. Actually, I don't think we've had... You know, I think if I look back through the videos, I don't think we've had many premiums in this session. Not many aces, kings, queens. That was the other thing. You know, and when I do have the premiums like this, you're just getting you're not getting any action. So again, I think this is another example with a middle pair where I'm letting any potential advantage slip away. And I think I was lucky there, but I didn't, you know. I think there's alternative ways to play the hands, those hands. Tell me what you think. You know, I'm doing this in a way, like I say, I'm not going, oh, here's King 8, I'm re-raising with King. I'm not doing that step-by-step commentary like that. Like I've already said, you can see yourself what's on the slide, on the video. You don't need me to tell you a lot of that. But I'm doing a bit of that, but I'm giving you my other thoughts on issues too. I'll play those hands a bit passively. Again, I probably have to put a little bit more into that, but you know, range doesn't really favour me. Sometimes you just have to give up, I think. And think, okay, I really want to waste money here. Is it really worth it? Probably not. Another ace king off, re-raising. I think this is an interesting hand. So we have the 9-10, we just flat. I could have gone a little bit bigger because we do have chips around the table. But we are where we are. And we call. And so we have this. This is like amazing. I remember this now. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. We have the open-ended straight flush draw. 9-10 Jack Queen King. 8-9-10 Jack Queen, and we got the clubs. Okay, so we go big. We get shoved on. And we got no choice but to call here all our chips. And look at that. We are in the dupe. Okay. So we're not in the dupe anymore. So let's just go back there. I think we can we do that? Yeah, let's replay that one. So possibly you could go a bit bigger here, as I said. Now we're in flattened territory. Okay. And we get a crazy flop, which there's going to be a lot of. Everyone's probably got something of that. Okay. We've got 178 chips here. We've got 119 chips here. We've got 269. We've got everyone covered. Okay. So we're basically saying we're in. He's in. He's in. So let's pause it there. Okay, let's pause. So, I mean, I just cannot be folding there. I mean, obviously you can see now he's got King Queen. We are well behind, and that was a possibility. You know, we still have chances there. So we got two pairs. We're up against two pairs with the Queen Jack. So, you know, we got the Queen of Jack. That kind of is ahead of another. But you can see for yourself. Yeah, and like I said, everyone's got something there. And so, with all those chips to play for, I mean, we would end up losing half our stack for this, so nearly 200 chips. It's worth it, you know, because we end up losing 200 chips, but potentially gaining 300 or so chips. I'm not really going that technical into the mathematics, but for me, this is a hand you should never be folding at all. Because now we can see what they've got. You know, if you can see all that before you're calling, like that, you know, I'm folding, but we can't, you know. It could be all sorts of other hands out there, and we're gonna have to cool. So anyway, let's continue. So obviously, well, it just plays out. We just gotta wait for the next two cards to come. How this works now. Okay, so the ace comes, and let's just pause it there. So 9, 10, jack, queen, king, ace. So it still goes to the queen, jack on the turn. And then we hit the king. So it's very good that a club didn't come. That would have gone to him. Looks of it. And we hit the king for the straight. So we win a straight 10 to ace. So that was lucky for us. That was an amazing hand. I don't, you know, I can say, oh, I played that well. I just don't think there was any choice, was there? You know, it's like saying you played ace ace well, you know, and someone shoves on you, heads up. You know, I think you just, you know, there's no option, is there? You can't really say, I'll do a fold. So just one of those really lucky ones for us. I was pleased with that. That took us up to nearly 600 chips. So we had a bit of a rocky start to the session, and now we're kind of, you know, we're in good shape. How much longer to go? Okay, we got another. So I think that was the headline hand of the session. There might have been one other hand. I think one. Sometimes I think a session turns on one or two hands, doesn't it? You know, really. I think there was a guy. Was it Nathan Williams at the Black Rain poker? You know, I think I read some of his stuff a while back, and he said he makes about 70% of his money on ace ace king king or something. I can't remember the exact percentages, but a lot. You know, so I think that's something to think about as well. Is particularly the micros, where does most of your money come from? It's obviously the recreational players, but what types of hands make you the money? And that also, I think, helps you to focus a little bit. We get nothing here with the 6-8. We're not continuing now. It's like I say, another premium there and no action. So certainly in this session, not many premiums. When I've had them, the ace ace king kings, I've had nothing. But actually, most of my money, I think, in this session has come from raggy type of hands. I mean, 6-6 and a small blind. I think I should be folding a bit more. I think I'm always flatting a bit. I think I maybe should put in 1 or 2 re-raises, but it should look so. I think for me, it should look about 20% re-raise, 80% fold. That's my thinking. That's my thinking. Maybe a little bit of flat, but should be more folds, more re-raise. But as I've said, I think there's not much EV, I don't think, in 6-6 in the small blind. Well, the Ace King suited's in trouble there, isn't it? Not much we can do. How much longer we have left? 57. About 15 minutes, I think. Yeah, so it's just about 70, 80 minutes video, I think. Just about right, I think. I think I do. This was a long Zoom session, and I'll do some shorter ones too. I'll do some shorter videos rather than a shorter Zoom session. I'll try and get some highlight videos about 20 minutes, something. But this is like an extended highlights and summary. You know, I think probably some hands I could have chopped out here. It's an interesting one. It's another one of those, isn't it? Here, second pair, flush draw. I don't think I played this hand very well. I think I should have re-raised here. I just flatted. Yeah. And could have played that differently from the beginning. Would probably cost me. Yeah, I mean, checking there with the 2 overs, the backdoor plus draw. Again, I just think this is a bit passive from my analysis looking at it now. I mean, yeah, we do have 6, 7, 3, 4. You know, before the 4 was out there. I mean, the turn helps us and then it doesn't help us. But I just think we gave away their hand a little bit. We made it easy for them to take that hand. And I think we probably could have done more to win that hand, I think. I think we should have just asked a question with a re-raise on the flop. So again, I think I slip into a passive style that is not helping me. I think some of my flop play is okay. Some of it is not okay. My opinion looking at it. Here I like to check raise, not all the time. What I'm finding is when I do check and when I don't donk, is I get check. It checks round and everyone gets a free card, and I think I need to be donking the top of my range a little bit more, you know. So here re-raising, obviously. Probably a bit too much. Oh, okay, we get shoved on. So he's got the open ender. He gets his flush there. And we split that. I think I flatted the 2s here because of 169 chips from the big blind. I was more thinking of aiming, you know, if I get a call from the big blind, then it's a little bit more interesting, but it worked out for us. Yeah, second pair, gut shot. Again, I think I should have bet the turn there. Again, you know, watching it now, I think usually I would bet the turn there. Why didn't I do that? You know, so it shows me that I probably need to be more consistent with some of my decisions as well. Is it tiredness? The stupidity? You know, it's interesting me watching this now because, you know, it's giving me a lot of information that said, oh, you know, I had to. Some of these hands are really good. Some of these hands are really lucky. Some of these hands are unlucky. Some of these hands are appalling. You know, I'm kind of, which is good. So it makes me, you know, think, okay, let's work on this. Okay, we have another premium. King King. I think it's only a second or third King King we had in hours. Interestingly. And I think I've folded King King 2 or 3 times recently. Surprisingly. I think in the last video there was I folded King King and it was top 2. But I can't remember what was on the board, but I just had a really just an instant that a guy had ace ace, so sort of way the hand was being played. You know. Some people just say, I've got ace ace. Don't they're like, you know, they're not even thinking about what they're doing. It's not, you know, it's not a queen type of play. Sometimes people with queen are a bit cautious. You sat there with king, you know, someone's thinking, you think, okay, you're not thinking with ace ace. Or, you know, some people are a bit, you know, play a game a little bit. Tend to know who they are though, but this player, it was just like, I'm just like, yeah. You're only doing that with one hand. It's ace ace. And I've got king. And I've done before. I've done it before. Where you go, okay, I think you're fucking around. I'll show my king. 9 times out of 10, it's ace ace. When I'm in that kind of situation. So here we got a great spot again. Re-raise, I think. Should be. Just flat. So again, this is a really I'll leave myself. Well, I'll leave money on the table here, I think. Yeah. That, I don't know why I didn't re-raise her. You know, I'm looking at this for the first time, and like I say, this is, you know, I'm not hiding hands from you and saying, oh, you know, here's all my best hands. Look at me, I'm brilliant. I'm saying, look at me, I'm shit. Yeah, I'll change the name of the channel. So please, Peter plays shit poker, or Peter plays poker not very well. Peter could do better at playing poker. Peter should not play poker. Any suggestions? Put them in comments. Yeah. Anyway, we'll keep it simple for now. Peter plays poker. But it needs to be changed at some point, I think. To reflect the reality of the situation. Well, we have a straight there, and this is again. I think I really just yeah. I kind of knew he had the flush there, and I called. I think I was getting a bit tired. I played it badly, and yeah, sometimes when you play the hand badly, you walk into things like that, don't you? find out a lot though. You end up with like they're not straight and done by they're not flush, and I should have said to myself, what is he really bluffing here? Does he have a straight as well? Possibly. But does that spade on the river mean they have a flush? More than likely. Okay, so this is great. I think this is another good hand. We raise it up here. Guy calls, so check. Not so sure about that. I don't put him on a straight here because I don't think he's really going to be continuing that type of hand. I mean, obviously the only thing I thought here was the issue was the set of sixes with his behaviour there. So, or other than that, was overcards like we saw the ace ace, the king king, blah blah blah. So, yeah, hence the shove there, and sometimes we're winning out. So I think we had enough to do that. Bit passive there, wasn't it? But okay, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know let me know what you thought, and let me know if you want me to make more videos like that. Okay, take care, have a great day. Bye bye for now.